If you're a gym or fitness studio owner and you're currently running ads, I'm going to share with you an offer testing system that we use to drop lead costs by over 50%. But that's not the only thing we do with this offer testing system. We also optimize for back end stats. Okay, so just because we can drop lead costs by 50% doesn't mean that's going to equate to more bookings and show ups as well as membership sales. And so, what I really wanted to do in this video is just share a couple of key points. And the first thing about offer testing in general is to understand why the heck we need an offer testing process or a testing system in general. And so part of the ad systems that we operate are all fundamentally based around a testing process. Okay. And that's for three reasons. One is because clarity removes guesswork. Okay. We know exactly what's working and what's not working with our ad campaigns. And so that way we can make decisions that are accurate and data driven. Okay. Structured and systems around this allows us to create consistency and less volatility with our lead flow. Okay, if you know that the reason this one campaign isn't working is because it's December and it's, the holiday season, then, that makes it easier to know what's going on, right? The last thing is just systematic testing allows for replication and scaling. Okay, when it comes to running ads, it's a cyclical up and down process. Some weeks are great, some weeks are mediocre. But if you know how to go back to square one to retest to get back to when it was the most successful, that's going to be really, really important for moving forward. So offer testing, how does it work? And so we technically have 5 phases of testing, but this is phase 1. So in this phase of testing, we create 3 to 5 minimal viable lead ads with different offer headlines to see what gets the best results. Okay, and so this is really important because we're not running a bunch of different things. We don't have different copies, different creatives with different offers. We are isolating the one variable, which is the headline. Okay, with doing this, we're basically letting your audience tell us what they want, and that way we can just give it to them. Now, if you know what this screenshot is from, obviously it's a scene in the Notebook where he's like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And that's kind of what it feels like when we're running ads. It's like, we really want to figure out what your audience wants, right? And then we just want to give that to them, right? If you knew exactly what everybody wanted within your, 5-mile radius of your location, and you could just give it to them, then that's going to make your life a lot easier. And so that's exactly what offer testing does. Now, something I wanted to mention before we get into the details of it is just this idea that, every location is the same, that a lot of people kind of think is just false, because every location is not the same. They are completely unique. They are different with demographics, incomes, lifestyles, cultures, audience size, etc. Okay, I live in a town just outside of Toronto, in Oakville, and it's a higher income area. Okay, if I were to go, 10 miles to a different town, it's completely different. Okay, and so this is really important to understand because how we're marketing to each location is different. And if you own multiple studios, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because marketing for each of your different studios is completely different. Okay, and so the other thing to note is that competition from one area to the next is different. Okay, if you have 7 gyms around your location running ads versus 1 or 2, it makes things completely different because you have less competition. And so the idea here with offer testing is we need to find a way to stand out, and this is what offer testing allows us to do. I recently ran this test, okay? And if you don't know how to get to this section where you can actually see people's ads that are running, there's a section on Facebook that I'll quickly show you how to get here, where it's the Facebook ad library. You can just type this in on Google. Oops, my caps lock is on. But if you go to Facebook ad library, you can type in pretty much anything, or you can locate somebody's specific ads. And so if I just go 6-week challenge, it'll just pull up ads that are for 6-week challenges here. Okay, and so I can see all these ads running. And so let's say you wanted to specify a person who you wanted to audit or figure out what ads they were running. You could basically go to their page. So I'll just do one I know off the top of my head. So I can jump over to this account here. Okay, and I can click more, or actually, no, sorry, it's in the About Us section. Scroll down to page transparency, and then I can see here this page is not running ads. If it was running ads, I could basically click into it, click go to ads library, and it's going to show me all the ads that are currently running for this particular account. Okay, so that's basically where I got this information. And so what I did was I found in one location, I figured out, the names of the brands that were around an area, 5 mile radius, and I tried to figure out what they were all running. And something that kind of made things extremely apparent to me is that look at the similarities between these all. Okay, everybody's running this 6-week challenge style ad. Okay, and although some are targeting men versus women in different age groups, it's like they're all pretty well the same. And so the reason I bring this up is because, if you have competition and you're trying to run one of these ads yourself as well, you do not stand out. And so if your audience has all these blinders on, your costs, go through the roof. And so no wonder lead costs have gone up because everybody's running a similar style campaign. And so quick side note that I just wanted to mention here that I think is really important when it comes to running, offers on Facebook in general is that these platforms, Facebook and Instagram, we need to make sure we're creating a user experience that keeps people on their platform. Okay. And so this is just a flag here that I wanted to bring up here is that if you're not creating a positive experience, then your accounts can get flagged. Okay. Your Facebook page can get flagged. Your ad account can get flagged, which is, causes disables. But the worst thing that happens is when your account is flagged by Facebook, you don't know it's flagged and you're trying to figure out why the heck your lead costs are $25, $20 when they could be $10, but you just don't know that your account is giving people a negative user experience. And so the reason that you get charged more is because Facebook and Instagram want to keep people on their platform. And so if you're giving their users a bad experience, why the heck is a business that's trying to make money and keep users on their platforms, why are they going to be pushing your ads that are giving people bad experience to more people, right? They're not going to be incentivized to do that. And so instead, what they do is they just rack up your fees. And so you pay a lot more in your ads. Okay. And so keep that in mind. So CPMs here, that's just a cost per 1,000 impressions. And so your CPMs go up because you're getting to less people because Facebook doesn't want you getting to more people because you're giving a bad experience. So keep that in mind. So big note here, offer testing sidesteps the need to research competition and finds us the best offer to run in your area. So rather than you having to find all the different ads that people are running, just run an offer test. Okay. And so this is what we do. With offer testing, we isolate one variable, the headline and offer, and we keep the rest identical across the board. And so this is just an example of 2 different offers we run. Creative is the same. Offer or copy here is the exact same other than this offer section here in the middle. But aside from that, it's all practically the same. Okay, so then what we do is we basically run that test. And so we're analyzing a couple different offers. So I'll show you a live example in just a second here. But after the offer test runs, we want to make sure that each of the offers got a fair chance to win. And so we're letting them get about 1,100 impressions each. And then we're analyzing the data on the side to locate the winning offer here. And so I'll show you kind of a big example here. And rather than showing it to you here, let's just go into the actual account here. So I will pull it up. Okay, so I just pulled it up in this account here. And so I wanted to show you it in the actual ad account so you can see it for yourself here. And so this is basically the structure of our offer test. So exactly what I just mentioned here, we want to give them all roughly the same impressions. Just to note here, the reason this one got more is because it was the winner at the time of this. And so we just kept it running for a little bit. And so here, what we're looking at doing is we're, about 1,100 impressions. I think in this test here, we ran it to 1,400. And so they're roughly all the same there. But look at the difference in cost per lead here. Okay, this is drastically different. Okay, so we ran some short duration trials. So 7 for 7, 5 for 5, 5 for free, 7 for free. And then we tried a bunch of different programs. And so this is like a 42-day slim and sleek program. So similar to that challenge style, 30-day trim and tone, similar to that challenge style. But you'll notice their costs aren't really that good. This one did pretty good here actually. But the difference between the 21-day co-restore and the 15, $3 compared to some of these other offers. And so this is a really, really good way to kind of get a lot of feedback from your audience really quickly. It's basically, like I said, asking them what they want, and then we're just giving it to them. And we're just using data to make these decisions here. Okay, so a little tip here when you're setting up a test like this. And so, as I mentioned, you want to keep everything the exact same, just change out the offer. And what you can do once you have everything built out is you can create what are called rules. And so once I have all the ads ready to go and I want to launch my test, I can come in here and click create a new rule, go next, and then just say turn off after 1,100 impressions. Okay, and so we're going to change this to impressions just like this, is greater than 1100. Click add, and then all I'm going to do is click create and then turn on the ads. And so what's going to happen is Facebook's going to run this continuously every 30 to 60 minutes, and they're going to shut off the ads once they reach 1100 impressions. And you'll see here that some of these are over that impression mark, and that's just because it runs every 30 minutes or so. And so if it goes over the 1100, it's totally fine. But this is going to give us a starting point of which direction to go in. And so with this offer testing process, this is how we drop lead cost by like 50%. We've taken some accounts that are used to getting $20, $25 cost per lead and dropping it to $10, $15 cost per lead. And so just to show you some examples here, rather than going into the accounts, I kind of summarized them all in here. And so these are campaigns after running an offer test. Okay. And you could see that they run for long periods of time at very cheap cost per lead. And better yet, obviously the lead cost metric is a little bit of a vanity metric. Like, what is this equating to in bookings? And I will tell you from stats of our accounts, our booking rates are typically around 45% of all leads. And then in terms of show up rates and things like that, our show up rates right now are close to 90%, which is just fantastic with these offer tests. And so you can see here $3.63. This was from January to February 2024. You can see some stats here as well. And then if you want to see how the campaigns are affected from a long-term period, I actually pulled some stats here that I will pull up here from 2023. And so let me actually show you, I'll just give you a couple examples here of an account. Let's do North Whitby here. And so when you run an offer test, you can actually have campaigns that last for quite a long time. And so what I wanted to show you here is this account here. So 2,351 leads, all for around $6. This started January 2023. Okay. And so these campaigns can have a lot of longevity as well. The key thing here moving forward is after you do your offer test, you want to make sure that you are testing other variables. And so your creative is next, and then your copy, so on and so forth, constantly improving your system as you move forward. But that's it for the offer testing system. I hope this was really helpful in giving you kind of a starting point of how to figure out the best and most optimal offer to run in your location so that you can scale your studio and get to those membership levels that you're looking to.